Chapter 7, The Hunt. Hopefully you're all having a great day. Come sunrise, you meet Arthur and Lancelot near one of the castle's balconies, but you cannot forget what you glimpsed as you fell asleep. What did Morgana mean? That she would do it again? And where was the ancient grove I saw? You look troubled, Princess. Did you sleep well? No, I had another vision last night. Arthur straightens, his gaze sharpening. Tell us everything. You quickly relate the details of your vision. The grove, Morgana's heavy determination, and her words. She said, I did what I had to and I would do it again. That is awfully ominous. Arthur's brow creases, a troubled expression shadowing his features. Perhaps today's hunt will reveal more about my sister's involvement in all the troubles Guinevere has seen. Merlin is away today, searching for other ways to help you find the answers you seek. I hope he finds what he's looking for all of our sakes. As do I. But he did tell me more about the plant that could have killed Lady Brusin. It is a rare, gold-leafed flower found in the shadowed groves on the north side of you trees. Then we must find a sample during the hunt. It is the only way to know whether Morgana or anyone else used it to attempt on Arthur's life. Indeed, I know the stakes are serious, but I do hope you can still enjoy yourself today. The royal hunts are a treasured Camelot tradition, and a chance for knights and nobles to gossip. Likely about our upcoming wedding, and since this hunt is in honor of that happy occasion, Lancelot glances away ever so slightly as Arthur claps his hands, and two servants rush into the hall with a sleek hunting dress. I wanted to offer a gift that should make the day's ride easier. Oh, it's pretty. Buy this item. You change into a hunting outfit, marveling at how easy it is to move in the garment as you rejoin your companions. What do you think? Lancelot's gaze trails across you for a long moment before he swallows hard and looks away. It is very well suited for a hunt, Princess. Arthur smiles at you with admiration, almost as at a loss for words. Yes it is. You ride to the edge of the forest just beyond Camelot's walls, where several knights and nobles have already gathered for the hunt. The king approaches. The look, and look at Princess Guinevere. They may not be wed yet, but she already dresses like a queen. I wish everyone luck on today's hunt. There can be dangerous beasts in these woods, so take care not to ride off alone. I welcome the challenge of facing any wild beasts. Now be safe. Keep the princess feel welcomed, and may we return the triumph. Emphasis on triumph. A good hunt is always a good omen for a wedding. A falcon perched on Arthur's glove screeches eagerly at the word hunt. I'm less worried about the hunt and more about finding the flower we seek. A chorus of cheers rise above the crowd, nearly eclipsing the sound of hooves as one last guest arrives. Another stirring speech, brother. Lady Morgana. Oh, you've decided to grace us with your presence again. Well, someone had to bring a bit of grace to the hunt, Sir Kay, and I knew it wasn't going to be you. He glowers at her, but Arthur lifts a hand. Peace, brother. We are glad that you could join us, Morgana. But why did she come back? And where has she been? As the group begins to ride forward, you rein your horse in to ride alongside Morgana. I wasn't sure you would be joining us after you departed so quickly. What brought you back to Camelot? She shrugs and adjusts her grip on the horse's reins. Isn't it obvious? It's obvious that you're trying to avoid the question. You're a rather difficult person to get to know. That's good, because I intend to keep it that way. She spurs her horse on and rides ahead before you can get in another word. In moments, Arthur and Lancelot fall in on either side of you. Did you get anything useful out of my sister? The opposite. Her being here certainly complicates things. Princess Guinevere is right. If Morgana is guilty, she'll do her damnedest to stop us from finding that plant. If you can distract her, Guinevere and I can break away to start our search. Without anyone noticing? How are you going to manage that? Instead of answering, Arthur raises his voice to address the other riders. Ride on without us, if you would be so kind. I wish to demonstrate some of the finer points of falconry to my betrothed. Are you sure you don't need an escort, brother? One of these days, I will teach you how to take a handcane. Let's ride ahead and give them some privacy. As the group pulls ahead, Morgana pauses, glancing back at the two of you, until Lancelot clears his throat and Morgana's side. Lady Morgana, I believe your riding form could use some improvement. My what? I would love any riding tips you can provide, Sir Lancelot. I bet. As Morgana turns to glare at Lancelot, Arthur spurs his horse beside yours with a smile. This way, I should keep my sister occupied for a while. He leads you through a break in the trees to a small clearing. Arthur dismounts, still carrying the falcon with one hand, but he offers the other hand to help you down. I assume flowers are not your usual quarry on this sort of hunt? Not quite. Ayla here cannot be much help in locating them, so we shall have to do our best. Arthur lifts his hand, and the falcon takes to the skies as you study your surroundings. The question is where to start. Sunny patches on the side of trees for gold flowers. Side of trees. You stride towards the southern side of the trees, amazed at the variety of plants on display. This is beautiful. There must be every kind of flower imaginable here. We are lucky that so many thrive in this climate, but the particular flower we seek only grows on the north side of the tree. And Merlin said something about it needing shade. As you glance up at the free-wheeling falcon shading your eyes against the sun, you cannot argue the point. You're right, then we'll never find one here. Come on, we ought to move on. He holds out his gloved arm and whistles once, long and loud. A moment later, the falcon dives out of the sky and alights on his hand. May I hold her? Ah, that is up to Ayla. What do you think, girl? You hold out your arm, draping the fur of your cape over your hand, and she hops onto your covered wrist, her talons settling comfortably over the sturdy fabric. Now you look every inch a huntress in her element. I did not know King Arthur had such a soft spot for birds of prey. Ayla in particular, as she was raised in the castle since she was a hatchling, but I have always liked them. They have power, but they use it well, not for sport, only for necessity. Ah, so you're kindred spirits. Of a sort. Ayla is by far the fiercest hunter between the two of us. Though, looking at you, Guinevere, I think you may yet put us both to shame. He smiles, and for a moment, it is easy to forget that he is the King Arthur, not just a man grateful for a rare moment of peace with you. Lean in. Close the distance between you, thinking of another kiss in a steam-filled room, the taste of his lip on yours. This time, you stand in the open, where any hunter may stumble across you, but Arthur does not hesitate to meet you in a kiss. Guinevere. His arms slip around your waist, and for a few heartbeats, he kisses you fiercely. Laughing, Arthur pulls away from you with a soft sigh. My apologies if I disturbed your perch, Ayla, though I cannot say I regret a moment of it. Nor do I. As you make your way back to the horses, Arthur's expression grows pensive. Is something troubling you? Nothing to do with our hunt, but Merlin and Kay and I had a disagreement on how to handle Lord Bryn in the wake of his wife's actions. I'm confident he had nothing to do with Lady Bruson's crimes and shall treat him as such, but it is never pleasant to argue with one's advisors. My father never liked arguing with his either, but some disagreements are inevitable when ruling a kingdom. Well, when we are wed, You shall be the closest and most trusted of my advisors. Somehow, it is hard not to think of Lancelot when Arthur mentions your future together, but you try to keep your expression even. How do you suggest we handle our disagreements when you are my queen? I would... 1. Can we stop thinking about Lancelot? I haven't even leaned towards him at all. Oh, this is a sign of bad writing when they keep forcing another love interest on you. I would kiss until we've forgotten everything we disagreed upon. As much as I want to go with that. Present my case so forcefully you have no choice. No, reasonably. To reasonably talk about things usually solves things. You know, you see from one person's perspective, and they see from yours, and you see from theirs. That's just how things are peacefully handled. Even if we disagree on how to best serve Camelot, we both have its best interests at heart. Surely we would always find common ground. True words of wisdom, my lady. He stops at the edge of the clearing and bends down when he rises. He's holding a beautiful flower. And thanks for your insight and for all of your aid in today's quest. You feel his smile as you brush your lips over his cheek. You're too kind. Ah, there's no such thing where you are concerned. You rejoin the group, only to discover that Lancelot's diversion has become a heated debate. I am not discounting your many travels, Lady Morgana, but I would still wager I've spent more hours in the saddle. Trust a man to think spending the most time riding is proof of anything. Are you two about to come to blows over saddles? Hardly. Lancelot might be eager to spring from the saddle to engage in fisticuffs, but I'm actually comfortable in mine. I see the point, Lady Morgana. Morgana huffs as Lancelot looks at both of you, both eyebrows raised in silent question. You shake your head as the other riders chatter around you. Should we prepare a toast for the royal wedding? Of course. What would it be without all of us getting a chance to drink to the king and his new wife? Don't worry, Kay. I'll help you with your toast. Why would I need help? And why are the rest of you laughing? The party continues on, and you let your voices fade to a rumble as you scour the woods around you for any signs of the plant you need. Sir Lancelot, does that look to be a likely trail to you? You tilt your head, and he keenly follows your gaze to a more shadowy stretch of woods. It does. Shadow and I could investigate swiftly, although she can only carry 2 riders. You and Guinevere go on. I know exactly how to keep my sister off your trail. You hand your reins to one of the hunting party's attendants and accept Lancelot's hand as he effortlessly lifts you into the saddle behind him. Arthur falls in beside Morgana. So, sister, I'm trying to choose for the wine for the wedding dinner. Kay has given me a list. Kay, you're letting Kay choose the wine? Why not just save time and serve swamp water? Well, if you have any suggestions... The party rides on, unaware, as Lancelot spurs Shadow down the trail you spotted. The powerful horse gathers herself to leap over a small stream. Hold on. Grip the saddle tightly, just as Shadow launches into the air. Shadow lands gracefully on the other side of the river and seems to gain even more speed. Your horse is fast. I told you. You told us nothing. You told us to hold on. You ride deeper into the tall, shadowy trees, the only sound of joyful cries of birds and the steady hoofbeats of your mount. It's beautiful here. It is. I often ride through these woods when I need to gather my thoughts. You catch sight of a colorful bird and shy deer as you scan the ground, searching for telltale signs of the plant that you need. I have to say, Your Highness, I admire your bravery. My bravery? In coming to Camelot, I'm sure your home was beautiful too, but you left it for this strange place. Coming to Camelot was my father's command. Can I really be brave if I never made the choice to begin with? In my eyes, it only makes you braver. My bravery is nothing compared to your own. You've fought legendary foes, you've saved so many people. You forget, Princess, I chose this life. I did not do it for my family, my people. This was my dream and mine alone. Lancelot glances back to catch her gaze, his expression serious. Your father may have arranged this fate for you, but you still had a choice. You could have fled, you could have refused, Arthur would never force you to marry him. Then my destiny, would that force me, my visions? Lancelot cut you off with a sharp shake of his head. You and Arthur may believe that the future is set in stone, but I do not. You could have run from what you'd seen, Princess. You could run now. I would not stop you. But Camelot is in danger, and so are you and Arthur. I cannot simply abandon you. You see, Princess, even believing that danger is waiting for you, you refuse to run. Lancelot, I'm glad that you think me brave. Thank you. You need not thank me for simply seeing the truth. If I must accept the compliment, then I insist that you accept my thanks. He laughs and nods, and before you both turn back to your search. I see plenty of shadows, but no sign of golden flowers. Perhaps we should go back before Morgana becomes suspicious. He's about to urge his horse in the opposite direction when something rustles in the bushes. Instantly, Lancelot dismounts and draws his sword. Stay behind me, Your Highness. The whole Shadow's reins as the rustling grows louder. Suddenly a baby boar stumbles out of the bush. It has a bite on one leg and looks confused and terrified. Oh. Careful, Your Highness. Wild animals can be dangerous, especially when hurt. But look, it's just a baby. We can't leave it on its own. The boar whimpers as it glances up at you, trying to decide whether to flee. Lancelot suddenly sheathes his sword. I have some bandages in my saddlebags. I'll do my best to tend to the wound. But if you're willing to go one step further, we could undertake a short quest to guide it back to its family. A quest with the legendary Sir Lancelot? A quest that's also a diamond choice for a boar. Let's go. You'll be a knight of the Round Table before you know it. You slip out of the saddle as Lancelot rifles through the saddlebags and retrieves a set of bandages. But the moment he steps towards the little boar, it snorts in fright and tries to limp away. Easy, little one. We're here to help. Lancelot gently snags the boar, holding it still so you can kneel next to it and examine the bite. It's quite a wound. I wonder what attacked it. These woods can be dangerous. There are all kinds of wild beasts, although I've never seen a bite like this before. And it's like you had bandages. Do you have anything else of note in your saddlebags? A few spare daggers, water skins, more bandages. A knight always has to be prepared for the worst. For wounded animals? Or wounded people, ourselves included. I've bandaged my wounds more than once on the road, although I admit you have a softer touch. You meet his gaze, and you remember the feeling of tender skin beneath your fingers, wounds bandaged in a jousting tint. Princess. You force yourself to look back down at the baby boar, your fingers trembling as you wrap a bandage around its injured leg. There you go, little friend. It will be better soon. Now, we just need to find its mother. Lancelot rises and tucks the boar against his chest, and he nods to the brush where the broken branches indicate the baby boar's passage. My keen intellect and knightly instincts have suggested that we came from that direction. Very keenly spotted indeed. As you fall in a step next to him, he begins to follow the baby boar's trail back into the forest. Rescuing animals seems to be a hobby of the Round Table. Guinevere saved her lion, Arthur saved a kitten, and so did Kay. To be fair, Kay was rescuing the kitten to impress a beautiful lady. Is that what you were doing now? He hesitates for a moment, and his playful smile flickering before he dares a response. That depends on whether you're impressed. Before you can reply, the boar wriggles in his arms. Easy now, we're looking for your family. Get you back to them soon. He tucks the baby boar more snugly against his chest. You try to ignore how adorable it is as you duck under a branch and emerge into another clearing. And spot a massive boar. This would be the mother. Oh no. I think we found his family, but I thought they'd be happier to see us. He steps swiftly in front of you, using his body to protect you from the angry boar. If things grow dangerous, run. I'm not gonna abandon you. That was not a request, Princess. Your safety takes priority. Lancelot and the boar face each other down, tense and wary, but you step up beside him and look the boar in the eye. Don't be scared, we have your baby. I think she knows that. Yes, but she doesn't know why. Your baby was hurt, but we found him, took care of him, and now we just want to reunite you. You hold out both hands, showing that you have no weapons, and hold them upright in front of you. Put the baby boar in my hands. Your Highness, I don't think that's such a good idea. That was not a request, Sir Lancelot. With obvious reluctance, Lancelot sets the baby boar in your hands. You ease it down to the ground and make sure it can stand on its wounded leg. There you are, sweetheart. You know what to do. The baby rushes across the forest floor to its mother, who immediately puts her large body between you and the baby, and with a final baleful look at both of you, she ushers her offspring away. Well done. I shouldn't have doubted you. I thought you would have learned better by now. You are... He pauses, and you feel the intensity of his gaze as he holds out a hand to help you to your feet. Not what I expected a princess to be. And yet, that is all you can call me, Princess. Even though I've repeatedly asked you to use my name. A loyal knight shouldn't speak so casually to his future queen. So Arthur, you call Arthur by his name? Yes, well, I've known Arthur a very long time. Be patient, Princess. If you insist, Sir Knight. He grins and then whistles sharply. Shadow plunges out of the trees, and Lancelot mounts easily before reaching down to pull you into the saddle behind him. I'm sure Arthur has all but worn out Morgana's patience by now. We should rejoin the others. I don't realize Morgana had any patience to wear out. Not for you or I, perhaps. Sometimes for Gawain. Maybe. She likes him. Lucky. A shadow takes off into the trees, and you grab the saddle to stay steady. Hold on tightly. He expertly guides the horse through the woods, leaping easily over fallen logs and narrow brooks. Thank you for taking me all this way. It was a worthy quest, and you handled it well as any knight. Despite his easy smile, there's a tension in his frame that you can't ignore, one that seems to heighten whenever you brush more closely against him in the saddle. Was there something else, Your Highness? I was just thinking that I'm glad we could help the boar. Even if we still haven't found the golden flower, we did something important. Now you understand why we knights spend so much time on our quests. I must admit, I envy you sometimes, free to ride wherever you wish, helping whoever you wish. Your Highness. Before he can go on, you hear the crash of another horse through the underbrush. A flustered knight bursts through the trees. I see they've redone you as well, my friend. Lancelot, what are you doing here? Palamedes, I could ask you the same thing. I thought you were back on the trail of the questing beast. I am. I tracked the beast to this very grove. You mean the boar? The wicker of the other horses warns you, and you slide off of Lancelot's horse before the rest of the hunting party bursts through the trees with your own horse in tow. Any luck on your quest, Sir Palamedes? More than mere luck. I have been after the beast for years, but its latest trail led me into this very wood. Even if it appears I have followed another creature into this grove. Finally, this hunt becomes interesting. Sir Palamedes, what sort of beast is this questing beast? Quite a fearsome beast indeed. It has the worst parts of all manner of fierce beasts. Snakes, lions, stags. How's a stag a bad animal? You sound happy about that. It would be no challenge to pursue a meek, toothless creature, but I will be grateful to finally catch it. Then we should help in the search. I would be honored to have your aid, my friends. The trail is heading into the stand of yew trees up ahead. Yew trees. That might be where our mystery flower grows. Well then, the questing beast is no easy foe. The rest of our party should stay here while the knights ride ahead. With a whoop, several of the knights ride after Palamedes, while the nobles among the hunting party lead their horses into the shade. Arthur and Lancelot linger near you. We will keep watch for the flower and gather some if we see it. You should stay with the nobles where it is safe, and where you can keep an eye on Lady Morgana. Very well, but promise me you'll both take care. Lancelot and Arthur nod before disappearing into the trees, and you force down a stab of concern. You have your own job to do, but when you turn to find Morgana... Where is she? Several of the nobles have dismounted near a brook to water their horses, but Morgana's saddle sits empty. You frantically scan the clearing, only see her dress disappearing into the forest. Oh, no you don't. You hurry after her on foot, moving as quietly as you can in the shadows beneath the towering trees. You follow her what seems like for an age, but most surely will be only a few minutes, until she stops right beside a stand of yew trees. She brought me right to them. You catch up just in time to see her bending over to reach for a familiar gold leaf plant. Stop right there. Drop the poison and explain yourself. She spins towards your voice, her brow furrowing with annoyance. Poison? What nonsense are you babbling about? It is just a pretty flower. Before you can reply, a massive figure bursts through the trees directly between you. Oh, no, I thought he was in jest. Like, he wasn't kidding. He was actually meaning an actual creature made of, like, 3 or more of these things. What in the hell? Oh, God. Is that what I think it is? Why don't you take a closer look and find out? Yeah, no, let's not. The questing beast charges at the two of you with a snarl. You throw yourself to the side just in time to avoid the massive beast's claws stumbling into Morgana. Watch it! I'm trying not to die. The beast rears and spins, charging at you again. This time Morgana pushes you to the side, and a claw whisks by your head close enough to stir your hair. If you weren't creeping around and spying on me, you wouldn't be in danger. If you weren't acting suspicious, I wouldn't have to. What are you planning to do with that plant? You want to talk about plants, really, right now? I agree with her, for once. The beasts rush you again, driving you both back towards a tangle of roots. You desperately look for something which to defend yourself with. A broken branch. This will have to do. You snatch it up just as the questing beast whirls on you, its jaws openly wide. All smack its head, poke its nose, freeze in place, smack its head. You swing the branch hard and smack it over the head, provoking a roar of outrage. What do you think this is, some kind of comedic play? Hit it like you intend to do it harm, because it intends to do you harm. I'm trying. You dive away from the beast, landing near a tangle of roots and a familiar flower. You snatch a sample, and there's a sudden burst of color at the corners of your eye. Oh no. The questing beast stumbles to one side, snarling in pain. Wait, what? You turn to see Morgana lowering her hands as the questing beast blinks its eyes frantically, its serpentine neck swaying. What did you just do? I blinded it with a hand mirror, but it won't stay dazed for long. Light from a mirror isn't usually so bright. But magic might be. Did she just cast a spell? The questing beast shakes its head as its vision clears. Turning towards you with one clawed hand raised, you grip your branch. Come on, then. Guinevere, down. You duck as Arthur rides out of the trees with Lancelot just behind him. Excalibur's blade gleams in the sunlight as he leaves a slash across the beast's side, driving it back. Get away from her. Her? I mean, are you not a her? Like, I mean, I get it, because, you know, everybody's defending me versus her, but, you know, that's all ignores Morgana swinging a sword into the beast's flank with a determined fury. You will terrorize these lands no more, beast. The beast lunges forward with deadly efficiency, but Arthur and Lancelot move together, both blades flashing in unison as they strike the beast down. Fast, but not fast enough. The body has just barely hit the ground when Arthur and Lancelot are at your side. Guinevere, are you well? The beast hurt you? I am better now that both of you are here. You arrived a good deal too late to properly be useful, but just in time to steal the glory. A very Lancelot move. Don't mind her. She's embarrassed that you might have heard her shriek of terror. She yelled, did she? I did not. I'm just relieved nothing happened to either of you. The rest of your hunting party bursts in the clearing with Sir Palamedes at the head of the pack. You've done it! You've slain the beast! We didn't mean to steal your quest from you, Palamedes, but the princess was in danger. The prize, of course, is yours. Nonsense! You freed me from the most exhausting quest of my career! Please, take its horns back to Camelot. Consider them a wedding gift. Thank you, my friend. I only hope our journey back to the castle holds fewer surprises. Back at Camelot, you prepare to proudly display your prize, but Arthur and Lancelot are mostly concerned about your well-being. Are you certain that you're uninjured? Yes, I promise. And more importantly, I found what we were looking for. The key to our mystery. Well done. Not many would have kept their wits about them when facing such a beast. Thank you. But there's still one thing that troubles me. My vision of Morgana never came to pass. If it wasn't part of the hunt, what does it mean? I don't know. But I have set Percival and Garrett to watch Morgana's every move. And I will bring this sample to the palace physician. Once they compare it to Bruson's poison, then they will have proof of Morgana's involvement in the plot, or a reason to hope for her innocence. If the plant and the poison are one and the same, are you prepared to do what you must, Arthur? He hesitates, clearly torn. If I must, yes, but if there's no connection, it is high time we search for other leads on Princess Guinevere's vision. It's time for me to ensure Morgana's guards to do their duty. If you'll excuse me, Arthur, your highness. He bows sharply, then heads off down the corridor. Arthur turns to you with a smile. Well, Princess Guinevere, you have accomplished much today, finding our golden quarry facing the questing beast. Are all your hunts in Camelot this eventful? Quite the opposite. I know you're unharmed, but I'd still like to look after you this evening, if you'd allow me. It seems like the proper thing to do for one's betrothed after such a trying day. What did you have in mind? A private meal. No servants, no guests. Just your king humbly waiting on you all evening and seeing to your every comfort. Sounds delightful. Then allow me to be your escort. Arthur leads you to a private sitting room with a dining table set beside a reclining couch of plush fabric. Please have a seat while I call for dinner. Thought you were going to be doing this. If you insist. You stretch out on the couch as he instructs servants to bring food and drink, but when the servants move to carry them inside, he shakes his head. Just leave them here, thank you. You were being serious. You really are going to serve me dinner. Of course, I am a man of my word. The servants depart, and Arthur carefully sets the table for two and lays out each plate of food. When he's done, he pours you a drink. I hope you will enjoy it. I assure you, everything here is quite safe. Thank you. I appreciate your kindness. It's been a very long day, and you've already made it much easier. Truth be told, I'm happy that I can do this for you. You were in grave danger today, after all. I am unharmed, I promise. I believe you, but it's still worth celebrating. What kind of future husband would I be if I didn't see to your safety and comfort? A poor one, I suppose. I cannot allow that. Arthur takes a seat to one side of the table, while you rest on the couch. As you sip the wine, he moves in to fill your plate with fruits and other delicacies. That looks good. I'll take a plate of that. With each bite you take, you're aware of just how close the two of you are. You know, most royals I have known wouldn't dare serve someone else. Not even their soon-to-be spouses. Arthur laughs and shrugs. I am not most royals. Remember, I didn't grow up in a palace. Then you were very fortunate. Fortunate, most royals wouldn't think so. I'm not most royals either. And growing up outside of castles and palaces means you understand that most do not have such luxuries. True. I try not to take the privileges of my station for granted. I do, however, enjoy using them to benefit those I care about. Does that include me? He laughs gently, but his answer isn't a denial. You sense an opening. Then, would you sit closer and keep me warm? There's a draft from the door. Say no more. I would not leave you in such discomfort. Arthur shifts to sit next to you, his body gently pressing against yours as he wraps an arm around your shoulders. You feel yourself warm against his touch. You are finer than any royal blanket. You flatter me. But exactly what royal privilege were you trying to profit from with this request? The privilege of being betrothed to you? Arthur's laugh is even more delighted than it is amused, but his expression grows more serious as he replies. I am the one who is privileged in that regard. Now, we should eat before you are not the only cold one in this room. You tuck into the meal, hungrier than you thought after the intensity of the activity today. Everything here is delicious, and better for your company. I was about to say the same. I have dined with many kings and queens since I first put on this crown, but none were such as welcome companions as you. You smile, taking a moment to stretch upon the couch, then suddenly wince as your neck and back protest. Is something wrong? Oh, well, yes, all the riding and not dying was more taxing than I'd realized. My muscles hurt. Well, here, let me ease some of that tension. He shifts on the reclining couch, gesturing for you to sit in front of him rather than beside him. You sit, his hands begin to move rhythmically over your shoulders, soothing your sore muscles. You begin to relax as Arthur's thumbs sweep over your shoulders, coaxing the knots out of your muscles, and you shift closer to him, leaning into every gentle touch. Perhaps just a bit lower. Of course. His hands drift lower, rubbing slow circles along your shoulder blades. Even though his hands were already on your shoulder blades, lower means still on the shoulder blades. Okay. That feels wonderful. You cannot see Arthur, but you can hear the smile in his voice and the slight catch in his breath before he replies. Yes, it does. Your eyes flutter shut as you abandon yourself to the warmth of his touch, but just as his hands reach your lower back, he reluctantly pulls away. I hope that eased your muscles somewhat, but I ought to let you get some rest. Thank you for dinner, and thank you for your kindness. This was lovely, end to a long day. I promise to make your life here a happy one, Guinevere, if it is all within my power. And I meant it, every word. Kiss him goodnight. You step closer and tilt your face to his. A shiver takes you as your lips touch. You feel him mirror the gesture as he cups your cheek. It's a perfect kiss. His touch fills you with warmth, and for a moment you forget all the day's dangers, anything beyond the embrace of the man beside you, but eventually you part, both a little breathless. I am very grateful to have you, to have had this time with you, but but if I'm being honest, I am also most grateful to have gotten to do that once more. Honesty is a good quality in a king, and I'm told in a husband. He smiles at you, more vulnerable than you have ever seen him before, and more hopeful. Until tomorrow, then. Sleep well. The next morning, a knock on your chamber door rouses you from bed. You open the heavy door to find Lancelot on the other side. Sir Lancelot, did Arthur hear from the palace physician? No, and is unlikely to. The plant clipping you took vanished from the physician's lab in the night, and Morgana has just left the castle. But this time we were ready. I have horses saddled for us to follow her. Then let's see what she is hiding once and for all. Let me guess, it'll lead us to where you saw your vision. Without further ado, thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down to the description, plenty of links, things that you can check out, and ways of supporting the channel, and much more. Without further ado, once again, thank you all for watching. Very much appreciated that you're all here and a part of this community, and to many, many more videos, So, thanks for watching. Peace out.